I was not trying to hear it. I was not trying to calm down. I mean, everything in me, all I could hear the voices. You don't let them play with you. Show them who you are, and you can't let this happen. These are your and so I'll never forget it. As I'm, oh my God, I was in, man, I was not in a good place, and I remember God saying, Christina, you need to let this go. You can't do nothing about this. You can't do that. And I was like, that's my kids. And I'm screaming, I'm hollering, I'm crying. And he's telling me that I can't go defend my kids. And I was like, what do you mean? These are my kids. And this was one of the lessons, one of the not so easy lessons that we learn throughout this journey. Because it's not always easy. It gets ugly sometimes, in the thick of it. And I remember him saying, Christina, you can't run out here with your baby on your arm and just go running over, kicking somebody's door in and calling your sister, and y'all just gonna jump on, y'all just gonna. And he said, you're gonna go to jail. What's gonna happen to your baby? And I'm not thinking, back in the day, I didn't think about things like that. And then what really hit home was this. He said, look at it this way. He said, put yourself in that woman's shoes for a moment. He said, just like you're ready to run out of the door now to protect your kids, he said, are you saying that you have a right to feel that way, but nobody else does about their kids? And I sat there because I can't refute the truth. When confronted, one thing I know for a fact, that when confronted with the truth from God, you could try to deny, make excuses, justify. It doesn't matter. When it comes to God putting the truth in your face, you can't help but accept it. You can't help but accept it. It's the truth. And it's the truth that sets you free. So I remember him telling me that. He said, are you saying that you're the only person that should feel like that about their kids? And I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. He said, well, then why are you so angry and so vicious and ready to go kick doors in and do all of this? He said, did your daughter not give her a black eye? And I was like, well, yeah, but he said, would you not, if that was your daughter came home with a black eye, would you not have done the same thing that her mom did? And I was like, yeah, I would have. He said, so why are you so vicious? Just like you protect your kids, does other people not have a right to protect theirs? It's a bit arrogant to say that it's all right for you to run up on somebody about your kids, but nobody should run up on yours about theirs. And so I had to sit there with that. And my change began. Because I wasn't allowed to respond in a way that I was used to responding. Because the truth made me grow up. The truth made me grow up. It made me to understand that when God says treat people the way you want to be treated, God says love your neighbor as you love yourself. How can you get upset with somebody loving their children just as you love yours, protecting their children just the way that you protect yours, running out for their children just like you run out for yours? How is it okay for you to be that way about yours, but nobody else is? It's not okay for somebody else to do the same. He was like, is that not a bit arrogant and a bit hypocritical on your part? And it was. So needless to say, I didn't do anything about it. It was really hard to take the stance and to keep the stance because they lived right across the street from the motel that we were staying in. And my pride, if truth be told. So when I would see them, it would continue to be a test for me not to say nothing or not to do nothing and let it go. Because see, what happens is when we are used to being away, it becomes a part of our demeanor. It becomes a part of what we're known for. To change that persona, the persona, we it's hard because we have to um, not care about what's going to be said or what comes behind the decision to be the bigger person. And so I learned that we can't focus on that when it comes to doing the right thing. We can't focus on what people are going to think or what people are going to say about us doing the right thing. Because at the end of the day, when we truly live for God and we truly form a bond and a relationship with God and a love for God that goes beyond the surface and that's deeply rooted in us, we don't hurt what we love. And so one thing that I do know is that when we love someone, when we truly, truly, truly love someone, we'll put ourselves last to make them happy, to help them, to take care of them, to give them what they need. We'll go without to make sure that they have. And not even say that we're going without because we don't want them to feel bad about taking it. So when we truly love something, we truly love someone, we go out of our way to keep them happy, to make them comfortable, and to make them know that they are loved. So when we truly are walking with God, and when we truly give God a yes, and we lay down our will for His, because that's what we do when we give Him a yes, we no longer put ourselves first or care about what people are going to think of us, because we're more focused on the fact of the loved one that we love. And in this case, it being God. Because once we get to know who He is, how can we not love Him? How can we not aim to please Him? How can we not put to the side our own feelings and our own take on things when He's the same God that sent His Son to die for us, His only Son? And when I think of that, I think about if my only son, somebody said that I had